Oh, welcome back my gardening friends. Well, this is my giant red cabbage. This is the spare one. And before I start, I'm using a new microphone. It's Bluetooth. I am having a few little issues while I was trying it, so just let me know whether it's any better than what I would normally use. And probably halfway through this video I'll change back. Now, Becky from Becky's Allotment, I'll put the channel name in the pinned comment, did a review on this, and for the price I thought it was really good, but time will tell. Anyway, let's get on with this. I'm going to cut this off now at the correct length of stem, and then I'm going to weigh it just to see whether the red cabbage needs those extra few months. Now, I've already sowed my red cabbage seeds. That's 2 months earlier than normal, and this has had 2 extra months after the Malvern show. So we'll have a look. I'll cut it off and I'll get a cable tie on it, and we'll see what this weighs. Managed to find somehow to get it. We can see all these pups and all those bits coming out of it, and it isn't any heavier than the Malvern one. The Malvern one was 16 plus. The world record's 23, nearly 24, so it'll make for good eating. And as you can see at the back there, they're just slightly growing. It's nice and firm. Some of these aren't very thick, but if it's got all those little pups within the cabbage like the other one had, I'll be really pleased, because they were really delicious. So this is the onion and garlic bed for this time. No signs of anything at the moment, and I'm going to make a start very soon on the compost bins. That's why I've now removed the cabbage from the middle of the screen, because the compost bins are going to go down to about here, 3 pallets long. I'm going to take a distance there of 900, exactly the same as that up there, so for easy of wheeling the wheelbarrow up. And I'll probably make a start on that today or tomorrow. It is Saturday the 14th of December, so I can get those into our bin at home. And the wood that I've taken from all these edges around here is absolutely wet through, as you'd expect, so I'm hoping that will dry before the end of March. Once it dries, I'll cover it and then open it up again, and hopefully we can get rid of it. If not, it's a trip to the dump. So it's time to tidy the fruit cage up. Let's go and have a look. So we're in the fruit cage, and the main point of the fruit cage is to keep the birds out during the fruiting season. Now, this bush here didn't produce fruit for 2 years. I pruned it right back, but as you see, it started growing again. That's got to be dug out. This black currant bush in front of us is where we took those seeds from, and then potted them on. They're doing quite well at the moment. And there on the left we have the red currant, another black currant, 2 blueberries, and some of the red gooseberries. And we move into the middle. We've got 2 really good black currant bushes here, and then we had a bad one, so that one's got to be dug out. And then we've got a nice row of gooseberries going right to the end in the middle. In the middle of the screen now we've got the rhubarb, and that's coming out, and some of those cuttings I've taken in 2018, which we potted on recently, that's going to be their home. In the middle of the screen we've got a white currant. I'll be taking cuttings from those today because we really like them. And then we've got a mixture of red currants moving to the easily identified blueberries with the red coloured stems, and they'll have a nice mulch of acacious compost. So we've got to pick the leaves up, prune everything back. Now we normally go for a goblet shape with most of the bushes, but I'm actually going to try and do them vertical, because even though there's a lot of space here, it's very difficult to walk through, and a lot of it got damaged. So I'll make a start, and you can see the progress via pause and record. So this red currant's coming out. As you can see with this, that's called layering. So the bush, it's got its branch, it's layered down. You could cut this now there and there and pot up, cutting it off to a bud, and you'd have yourself a new plant. Another good example of layering. So that's out, and if you haven't much time, then it's always best just to tidy one area at a time. So we'll just move now on to that red currant bush, and we'll move you into a new place. As you can clearly see on the left, all the branches are running over the path, and on the right. So I'm going to be looking for the fresh wood, getting rid of the dark wood. I'll show you some of that a little bit later on. These are some of the issues I was having last year. So the branches bent down, and it's found its way back up in the air and on. This is the branch that was going upright. The heavy rain and wind bent them over. It's healed up really well, so I mustn't let them get too long. It just spoilt the bush completely. So good pruning is always key, and I'm definitely still learning. So here we have old wood and new wood, and hopefully the colour is coming out on that. But it's like a dark brown, easily identifiable when it's within the bush itself. So I've got that one tidied up. This is definitely not the best way to prune your fruit bushes, but hopefully this will work for me. And basically you're looking to remove a third of the wood. So definitely the 3-year-old wood and anything else that crisscrosses, but I don't want to remove all the wood. So some of these are crisscrossing, but if I do remove everything, I might not get any fruit next year. This is a black currant. This is going to have a real good haircut. Well, that's better. The fluffy muffs dropped off, so I've put the spongy foam over the microphone and tucked it under my sweatshirt like I would normally do. So we'll just see how that sounds. Next, the blueberries. I've got 2 blueberry bushes here, and all I'm going to do with these is tidy up and clear the leaves. When you actually clean round your gooseberry, let's get it right, blueberry bushes, be very wary. The roots, the fine roots, are always very close to the surface. That's why I tend just to keep mulching. Helps protect them and feeds them nicely. We're going towards the end now, and these 2 gooseberries, this is the variety, and they are my favourite. So hopefully 1 or 2 of these have layer rooted, and we'll be saving a few of those. Well, that looks loads better. Pleased with that. Let's get on with the rest. Well, just have a little look around. So these are the summer fruiting raspberry canes, and I've just nipped a few of the ends off, just help them. That was done as soon as they'd finished. There was quite a few areas where we've got some layer rooting. You can see there it's dropped down and come back up, so I'm going to get some of these potted on. They have got thorns in. This one hasn't, but I can't remember how nice the gooseberries were, but the thornless varieties are so much better, as we all know. It is worth getting a few little stabbings to get these wonderful gooseberries. That black currant bush is out, and we've tidied these up, and I've left some of the really old wood in because it's got some new shoots on it, but as you can see, these are the ones that I want coming up the middle in the future, so it might be take me 2 or 3 years to get these right. I'm not touching these too much, but I have been taking a few bits off, especially at the bottom when it was young, and they seem to have dried off and gone rotten. And one mistake here was planting these red and white currants next to the fence, so I've cut all these back, so there's an outward facing bud coming this way. Hopefully I'll be able to get the crops instead of them all being tangled up in the wire. This is the white currant, and I'm now going to be taking a cutting from that one because it's sticking out, it's in the way, so I'll just show you what I get once I've done it. So I'll snip this off. Can't see the bud, so we'll just have to hope for the best. So we've got this now flat at the bottom, and then we'll cut it at an angle at the top so we know which way it is. Square that one off, and we can leave that one exactly it is. Now we've got 2 cuttings for the white currants, which I can put into a container, and hopefully in 12 months time we'll have these rooted. Well, I'm losing the light fast, but I think I can see a massive difference. It looks so much tidier now, and all I've got to do now is get the rhubarb out from that corner in the middle of your screen, and hopefully do a little bit more pruning as they grow so that I don't have the issues I did this year. I'm going to change the microphone now back to my normal one, so if I do lose you because of that, happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. So I've had a bit of a mail call, and me and Marie Currie were talking, and she wanted some sweet candles, and within a matter of days I've had some mail. Just make sure, but no, and Robocrop got really excited because he has also got a little present. Now we've got some broad beans there, and these variety are the I think it's crimson flowered broad beans. Now I haven't seen any. I think you can get them here in the UK, but they're a really nice variety. And then there was another a pepper, and look at that little bottle with a few pepper seeds in. They're all tangled up. No, you're not going to read that, but they're red fluffed
something or other. I thought that was very nice. And this is Robocrops, in case he needs to look after something at the allotment for me. So he's really pleased with that. So he'll look after that for me. And it's just got to be careful of addresses. Marie's already sent me these as well, wishing me a Merry Christmas to me and Mrs. K. I don't really want to show any of the writing, but thank you very much, Marie. And as soon as I finish being so busy, I will get yours posted off. Let me just have a quick look at this. So, not sure whether it's going to focus or not. And a lovely written note. So thank you very much, Marie. And I'll put, well, it's Marie Currie, and that's her channel. So if you want to pop across to her channel and have a look, and maybe consider subscribing. Now, I may have led a few people adrift by saying you mustn't ask people to subscribe to your own channel. I did check out the rules, and you are allowed to encourage people to subscribe, like, share and comment. Lots of comments, please. But of course, please do not sub for sub. Anybody doing that will get reported by me. I have no issues with that at all, and I will not sub somebody because they've asked me to, because we will break YouTube rules and we will get removed. So Robocrop, what have you got there? It's the potato for Allotmentals #overwintering potato challenge. So this potato is going to go into a container, left outside, covered up, and we'll see if it starts growing in the spring and early summer. So let's get that potted up. So I'm just going to add this is a pot that the cannabis growers use, and the compost that they use, and they unscrupulously dump these things, and I end up having to clear it up. What a shame. But yes, I'll put some blended eggshells and a little bit of hoop and horn, and we'll throw the potato in. Eyes up, eyes down, it won't matter, they'll find the way. I will feed this with my liquid plant foods. That's damp, but probably not wet enough, and I'll leave it outside. That's the idea. Cover it over so it doesn't get too wet, but I will give it a slight feed just to rejuvenate this spent cocoa coir compost, because we don't want it too damp, else the potatoes will just rot instead of grow, and it'll just sit there dormant now, hopefully till the spring. So my next video should be making this compost bin. I've lost the light today. It's took me a couple of hours to do the fruit cage, and you've seen it in exactly what time it is. So please go and have a look at Becky's channel, Becky's Allotment. I'll put the name of her channel in the description below and in the pinned comment. Also Allotmental, go and pay him a visit, and also Marie Currie. And if you like the channels, then consider subscribing. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. I've gone all blurry. And of course, if you like the content of my channel, please consider subscribing, liking and the comments. It all helps build my channel. Likes or dislikes, we don't care. And if you could please just comment as well on the microphone situation, whether you prefer this one working at a reasonable distance as I walk away, or the other one that was Bluetoothed. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Ta-ra.